Postjoy is a company that I've never worked with before. I'm going to tear into this thing and see what we get. I don't see any indication on the box saying to keep it for 30 days. Most e-bike companies want you to keep the box for at least 30 days in case there's a problem, so you can ship it back if you need to, but this one makes no such warning. So we're going to cut into this and see how it's packaged. And there we go, that's how it's packaged from the factory. And it's a pretty basic looking moped style e-bike. What I'm going to try to do is, while the bike is going down like this, I'm going to put this big old piece of foam underneath here, and I'm going to try to get the wheel on, the front wheel, while it's laying down. If you have the front wheel, the back wheel, and the kickstand all on, putting the rest of the bike together is super easy because you can stand it up and work on it. Yeah, I had to go ahead and flip it up like this to get the wheel on. It was just fighting me too much with it laying on its side. Most of the time I can get them on like that, but this time it was proving to be just a little bit too difficult. Alright, now with both wheels and the kickstand on, we're in the final stretch. It gets easy from here on out. And the bike has NFC cards to unlock it, so that's a nice additional feature. Nice bright headlight. Horn works. Do we have tail light? We sure do. Well, this is a pretty nice little built-in rack here too. And it looks like you can take that off and put other accessories on there, should you so choose. Well, that was very easy. I got this whole thing put together in probably less than 30 minutes. Nothing to do now but charge her up overnight, and tomorrow we'll take it out on the trails and see how she does. I'm 5'10", by the way, and this is what I look like on this bike. Alright, we're going to go for a little ride on the Postjoy F30, and I wish this screen were a little brighter. I've gone into the settings. This is as bright as it's going to get. I want to make sure the top speed is unlocked here. And I'm going into P08 and taking this number up to max. And hopefully that will unlock the top speed. Alright, so I'm setting this to 100. Let's see, without any rider weight, what that takes us up to on the built-in speedometer. Alright, the built-in speedometer says 38 miles per hour without any rider weight, but let's go through and test the levels with rider weight on here, and let's test for speedometer accuracy as we do this. One thing I don't like about this screen is we've got these different categories that are in dark blue on a black background. I can't make out what they are. I don't know what that is. I'm going to have to take a photo of this to show you what the different settings are on there. But yeah, that's crazy. As I'm rocking the bike back and forth, 3 miles per hour. Are you kidding me? Come on. All right, anyway, let's go down the trail and do a speedometer accuracy test. Level 1. And this is going to be all throttle. I'm not pedaling this thing because it is a very cramped riding position. I'm 5'10", and I cannot get a decent pedal stroke on this because my legs are basically at a very tight bent angle. But level 1, looks like level 1 is taking us up to 20 on the built-in speedometer and 18 on GPS. That's pretty impressive for level 1. I got pedestrians here, so I'm going to slow down a little bit. How you guys doing?
There, huh?
What's that?
Getting the miles in.
Yeah.
Yes,
So yeah, level 1 takes us up to 20, 18 on GPS. Let's go up into level 2. Oh my goodness, the wind just picked up. And I think we got a storm coming, so I hope this bike is as fast as it claims to be. 22 on GPS, 23 on GPS, 26 on the built-in speedometer. Level 3, 27 and 24, 25, 28, 25. Level 4, 29 and 26. And level 5. 29 and 26. So yeah, with my weight on the bike, we are not going to be able to hit that 38 miles per hour that the speedometer jumped up to. If you are a little bit lighter than I am, maybe you'll be able to get up a little bit faster than this, but I really doubt that anybody is going to be able to hit 38 miles per hour on this bike. We're capping out at about 26 right here. The bike rides pretty nice, though it is a cramped ride. Let's test the brakes. Yeah, they're not great brakes. They are 180 millimeter disc brakes, but they are line driven. I don't have them bedded in yet, but as I use them, they should get a little bit better. Going down into pedal assist level 1. I'm going to do the rest of this test as a range test, and we're going to be running 18 miles per hour. It's 8 miles down, 8 miles back for 16 mile total, and we're going to see what our battery life is at when we get back. And I'm going to be doing this test all throttle only. Not the strongest takeoff. And these pedals, I just feel like a clown pedaling this thing. My legs are so bent using these pedals. Now I will say the pedal cranks are kind of long, so for a short rider, this would actually be probably a pretty comfortable bike. The rear suspension is doing a pretty good job of absorbing dips and bumps on this trail, and this is a fairly bumpy portion of the trail through here, so it's doing a pretty good job with that. I imagine over time, it is a little bit stiff, but I imagine over time it'll loosen up a bit and be a pretty comfortable ride. I think I'm a little bit too tall for this bike. The seat is kind of like pushing me down into the battery. Speaking of the battery, there is nothing on the battery to indicate what kind of battery it is. The manufacturer claims that it's a 48 volt, 15 amp hour battery, but there are no stickers or anything on the battery indicating that. We're gonna go down here and do a hill climb next. I don't have a lot of faith in this bike on hills. It is not very torquey. I don't know the motor specs off the top of my head. I would have to look those up. So I'm gonna put those on the screen right now. Okay, here we go down this old country road to do this hill climb test. I am going to go up into pedal assist level 5 for this. And I've said this many times, it's the hill that I use for most of my testing. Look at the height of the hill here, not when we get up on it, because this action camera with the fisheye effect is going to flatten the hill out and make it appear to be a lot less steep than it actually is. All right, so I've stopped at the base of the hill. I'm going to take off throttle only. I weigh 190 pounds. I don't remember off the top of my head how much the bike weighs, but I'll put that information on the screen right here. And throttle only going up in level 5. It is really starting to peter out, and I may need to pedal to help the bike out as we get closer to the top. We shall see. And God, I hate being on this road on an e-bike, because people fly down this road in cars and they don't pay attention to what they're doing. So I will be very happy to get to the top of this hill, turn around and get back on the trail. It made it on its own, but it's really kind of struggling as we get to the top here. And it was doing about 9-10 miles per hour. I'm going to turn around and get back on the trail, and we're going to see what kind of top speed downhill advantage we can get out of this bike. Okay, going downhill, we hit 33 on GPS, and the bike speedometer read 37 point something. It was inaccurate. With that, I will continue our range test. We're going to go down 8 miles, come back 8 miles, add in our hill climb test, and see where we're at for battery life when we get done. Again, I weigh 190 pounds and the bike weighs this many pounds. And again, we are doing this range test at 18 miles per hour. I will add that if I start feeling some sprinkles and I have plenty of battery life left, I might pump it up into a higher level to get back a little bit faster, because this looks like thunderstorm weather. I'm going to interrupt this ride right now to show you some footage of the walk around of this bike, to show you exactly what this bike is made of. All right, I came over here in the shade so we can get a good picture of the screen here. As we can see, the categories here are in dark blue on a black background, and the camera is actually picking it up better than the human eye does. But as far as what I can make it out, this is odometer, trip, voltage, and current. And another feature that this bike has is that it has an NFC reader. So when you turn the bike on, you use your NFC chip to unlock it. So that's a nice feature. As far as our walk around for this bike goes, I think the bike does look pretty cool, but one thing to keep in mind is that it is not for taller riders. This seat arches downwards, so it puts your legs really close to the pedal. I'm 5'10", and that gave me a very, very cramped ride, and it was hard to get a decent pedal stroke on this bike. But I think shorter riders are going to really enjoy this bike a lot. The battery is a 48 volt, 20 amp hour battery. That is according to the manufacturer. There's nothing on this battery to indicate what it actually is, but it did kind of check out as far as testing goes. I went pretty far and the battery held a pretty good charge. They claim this is a 750 watt nominal motor and over 2000 watt peak. I really doubt that. This thing does not have a lot of get up and go, though that could be controller related. I don't know what the specs on the controller would be. We have a single gear for the chain drive here, and that's fine with me. I mean, I've never really wanted to pedal a moped style bike anyway, so it's just less stuff to fiddle around with. Having a multiple geared drive for pedaling this thing really seems kind of pointless, and I kind of just wish that most e-bikes would go to this style anyway. I do like this frame design. You've got this like almost basket where you can strap stuff to that. You could put like molly bags there or whatever. And speaking of strapping stuff to the bike, you've got this rear rack back here. This plate comes off with these screws, or you can just strap something right on top of it. Plastic fenders front and rear, and we've got 180 millimeter line driven disc brakes. This bike is pretty heavy, coming in at over 81 pounds, so these brakes are not the greatest. Out on the trails where I was riding, they were just fine, but if you're going to do any kind of city commuting, they're less than stellar. We've got non-branded 20x4 fat tires. We've got a nice big bright headlight, and we've got a tail light as well. It also doubles as a brake light, but it does not have turn signals. El Cheapo rear suspension, it does ride pretty stiff, but I imagine it'll loosen up a little bit over time. For the front suspension, we have triple crown forks. And really that is about it for this bike. It's pretty plain Jane. Simple, basic, but simple is not always a bad thing. All right, we're coming up on Eagle Hill right now. This little Eagle buddy up here is our 8-mile mark, so we're gonna turn around here and head back. We have dropped 1 bar out of 6 on our energy meter, and it just went back up as I let off the throttle. But when I get back into it, I'm sure it's going to drop back down again. Yep, there it went. So now nothing to do but turn around and go back, and I'll talk about my final thoughts on the Postjoy F30. And my final thoughts on the Postjoy F30 are that it is a cheap bike. It's a budget bike, cheap components, so if you keep your expectations in check, you're probably going to be pretty happy with this bike. But if you want luxury, comfort, and premium components, this bike ain't it. I would definitely say that it is for shorter riders over taller riders. I'm 5'10", and I'm pretty cramped on this bike. I would say that anybody who is around like 5'6", 5'7", is going to be considerably more comfortable on this bike than I am, and it may even accommodate riders down to like 5'4", 5'3". If you are taller than I am, you're going to be absolutely miserable on this bike, and you should probably look for something else. Anyway, there's nothing to do now but wrap up the video. If you want to see the results of the range test when I get back to the beginning, stick around for that. But other than that, that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. I'm going to say the battery meter on this built-in speedometer is probably not accurate. We are back up to full, and it's stayed at full for a long time there. And I've been running this bike basically at 20 miles per hour, pretty steady for this entire ride, in addition to the earlier speed test that we did. Now it just dropped down to 4 and it's back up to 5, or now it just dropped down to 5 and it's back up to 6. But as I was saying, I've been riding the bike pretty hard. I weigh 190, the bike weighs, probably 70, 75 pounds, and the battery is still holding strong according to this meter. I wouldn't trust that. I'm going to stop here real quick and just see if we can get a reading on the battery right here. And that's still reading full, so maybe this thing is just super efficient in how it uses the battery. We will see when we get back to the beginning of the ride. The voltage is at 50. Let me stop here. The voltage is at 50.9. So I'm going to see what that actually is in percentage-wise. But yeah, the battery meter is hanging tight at basically 80 to 100%. All right, we've come about 13 miles. I got around 3 miles to get back, plus that hill climb, plus my speed test that I did earlier. And the bars dropped from 5 to 4, and it's teetering back and forth between those two bars. So the battery is starting to show some drain. All right, I'm in my final mile, and the battery meter is starting to drop pretty fast here. It just came back up a bar, but now we were down into 4. There we are, down into 4 bars out of 6. So it is definitely dropping faster now as we start to deplete the battery more. I've got about a mile to go. When I get back to the van, I'm going to jump off the bike and get it loaded up. Because the mosquitoes are bad out here, so I won't be lingering when I get there. But based on this battery performance, I would say that this probably actually is genuinely a 48 volt, 15 amp hour battery. And that is one of the better things about the bike. It's got a pretty decent sized battery for the price of the bike. Thank you for watching. That's it for now, and I'll see you next time.